Hello, and welcome to my lightning talk, Dark Patterns and User Autonomy, How Manipulative Design Undermines User Choice. My name is Abby Marshall, and I am a fourth-year professional communication student with an interest in user experience design, in particular website design. UX/UI design has become a big topic of conversation in the past few years, especially regarding online user privacy. This is partially due to the rise of something called dark patterns. Dark patterns are manipulative design practices used to coerce users into doing things that they would not otherwise do. Dark patterns exploit cognitive biases, conceal important information, and coerce user choices, making them very dangerous, especially when in the hands of companies that will do almost anything to turn a profit. Within my research project, I wanted to investigate the extent to which dark patterns or manipulative user design practices impacted user autonomy. To structure my research, I used the following three research questions. How much control do manipulative UX design practices have over user autonomy within the online and offline world? How can users combat dark patterns without support from government policies and agencies? And what are the factors contributing to people's willingness or hesitancy to pay with their personal information? In terms of my study, I defined user autonomy as referring to the capacity and right of individuals to make independent choices and decisions without undue influence, coercion, or interference from external sources. The methodology that I used in my study is as follows. I took comments from 10 different YouTube videos discussing information pertaining to dark patterns and user privacy online. I put these comments into the text analysis software Voyant Tools in order to highlight common sentiments among the population surrounding online manipulation. In total, 83,281 words were analyzed for this study. And from my analysis, I created a list of key findings, which we're going to go over now. The first finding was that people find videos talking about dark patterns and manipulative UX design to be helpful and valuable. This showcases the lack of education surrounding manipulative design and the want for education from users. The second finding was that people have negative attitudes towards companies that use dark patterns with a particular focus on Amazon. Amazon was mentioned 186 times throughout the whole research corpus, and it was the 10th most common word. When it was mentioned, it was generally in a negative context. This highlights the issues of large companies' complacence and participation in the use of dark patterns, and the overall lack of responsibility taken by larger companies in relation to the societal issues and problems that they are creating. This can be seen in other sectors of communications, with examples like TELUS, Rogers, and Bell creating a monopoly over Canadian data plans, creating high data rates for consumers with little remorse. This shows an overall corporate control over communications rather than governmental control. Another finding was that laws surrounding the regulation of dark patterns are not up to the standard that they need to be in order to protect users. There was a general sentiment of frustration surrounding dark patterns, showcasing the need for stricter regulations. This shows how laws surrounding communication materials are behind in their ability to protect users and people. Overall, technology is advancing faster than regulations and laws can keep up with. My last finding was that people feel as though they have no other option but to pay with their personal information, as they would not be able to gain access to certain platforms if they did not accept the privacy terms, creating manufactured consent. Manufactured consent is becoming an increasing problem within data privacy laws, and the fact that people feel as though they have no other option but to disclose personal information to get on services shows the diminishing of user choice and the increase of personal data as a form of currency. Although my study's findings may paint a bleak picture of the future of data privacy and user autonomy online, there are some steps that can be taken to combat the company's use of manipulative design practices. It starts with educating yourself on the different types of dark patterns so you can resist them, therefore eradicating their effectiveness. Also advocating for transparency and ethical design with your local government representatives to help create effective laws that aim at controlling companies' use of dark patterns. And of course, vote with your dollar. Avoid giving money or data to businesses that use excessive amounts of dark patterns, and when possible, advocate for the removal of dark patterns from company websites. And the last one is for governments. Governments need to do the enforcement of laws pertaining to dark patterns with a particular focus on larger media companies. Although it's not possible for governments to crack down on all dark patterns present on the web, they do have the ability to monitor large media companies' use of these tactics, as there is a small monopoly of large companies that have huge reach. Overall, from my research, I have found that dark patterns do not entirely take away people's online autonomy, but they do hinder their ability to make informed or accurate decisions online. Alright, so thank you so much for listening to my lightning talk, and have a great day.